Hello.
Hi, Merry Christmas, Dad.
Merry Christmas. Merry Boxing Day. Merry Happy New Year. I mean, we'll get to all of that sort of stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
how
it's
exciting in
well, this is our
isolation.
Christmas. This is our Christmas special, and yes, I am in isolation for it. So yay for me. Christmas
If
all
it makes you
alone.
feel any better, I'm also isolating. Di is also isolating. Anyone around us is isolating. All right. So
Yes, everyone is
yeah,
trying to do their
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were meant to be, as they say, complying. We were
Mm,
vaccinated, filled to the
yeah.
brim with all the good juices and whatever, and
Hmm.
we're still obliged to comply. And it's just
Yeah.
exasperating, isn't it? The most heartening thing from my
Mm.
perspective is you're looking good, girl.
Oh, thanks, Dad. So are you. I know you don't feel it, but you are
Well,
looking it.
no, actually, now that I'm with you, I do feel it.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I think
Thank
last
you.
night I probably would have felt it,
Yeah.
but you gave me an early mark, which was much appreciated. Um, we have some movies to talk about because it was
Yeah.
a bit of fun.
Well, we were in the Christmas spirit last week,
Yes.
getting excited about Christmas and
Yeah,
what that
we
meant
were.
for us.
Yep.
I'm assuming, we both had plans to do something exciting, spend
You
time
know,
with
there was a
people that we
suggestion
loved.
at
But
some stage. There was a suggestion,
mm,
Lauren, at one
yeah,
stage that we
I
might
believe it.
cross the border
Wow.
and come to Sydney.
Do you know, I there was a time there where I would have believed it, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
I'm
making the
wondering,
most
what
of
do you
my
think
downtime.
2022 is likely to bring us after what 2020 and 21
I mean,
have
honestly,
offered?
I'm not getting excited about anything really. I just hope that we can be kinder to each other, I
Yeah,
guess,
good point.
is the main thing because everybody is up and down. Everybody is in these situations that are completely out of their control. And we're just trying to do our best. So yeah, I hope everyone just stays kinder.
Our podcast, which has been running now for quite a number of weeks, which has brought so much fun
It's
and
gonna
pleasure and
continue
joy
now.
to you and I don't know if anybody else is appreciating it, but anyone who has joined us and is following, we're thrilled to bits. The podcast is
Yeah.
called TV. It's all we've got, and we squeeze all those words together. So if you're ever looking for it, you've probably come across it by chance.
Yeah.
But if you'd like a more scheduled opportunity to see what we're offering, TV, it's all we've got squashed
Yes.
together.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
how Lauren managed to create it. And it's been quite fun, actually. Comes with
Yeah.
music and titles and all manner of fun things. I
Mm.
noticed your movie last week, your choice of movies was going to be
Mm.
very interesting. What did you garner from my offering or my request for you to see this Christmas?
Yeah. So you asked me to watch It's a Wonderful Life, which is a very well known movie that I have actually never seen before.
It's a
And
perennial winner. It's been
yeah.
around for a long time.
Hmm.
From the time when a young George Bailey, who is the character in the film played by Jimmy
Hmm.
Stewart,
Yep.
tells his story. You know the amazing thing? It's close to a 70. No, it'd be a 70-year old film, and the messaging is
70
probably more
years, huh?
relevant in 2021
Mm.
with a global pandemic than
Yeah.
than anyone ever imagined. So
Mm.
that's what I've garnered. What did you get out of it? Did you
Yeah.
appreciate it for that?
Yeah. I mean, it was so fascinating to watch it. It's a black and white movie. Like you said, it's probably 70 years old. And so it really is set in times that are completely different to anything that I grew up with. It is lovely and kind and really does make you yearn for times of the past, but also they struggled quite a lot then as well.
Yeah.
And
And mental health.
probably more so with wars, and we're just trying to scrape by. And here is this character, George Bailey, who really has worked for majority of his life, he's worked for other people.
Yeah.
He's never really followed his heart and done what he wanted to do.
Yeah. He's wanted
And
to
so
travel
I
the
think-
world. He's wanted to do
Yeah.
this, you know.
Yeah.
But
And so because of this, has kind of felt trapped. And then at one point, not to spoil anything, but he does get to a situation in his life where he feels like it's time to end it all,
yeah.
and that life would be better off without me.
Which, when you consider when the movie was made, everyone says it's schmaltzy, it's too sugar and too much sugar, or too much
sugar and spice and all things.
Yeah. It's actually not. It's multi-layered. It's extraordinarily multi-layered, and I think has a remarkable messaging, even all these years on. Very potent. You've got to really look, and you've got to sit and see it and take in the quality of the characters. The characters are played by some of the best actors who featured in Hollywood's golden era. Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, the Barrymores of the time, and a number of others, and they all do a fabulous job. Frank Capra, little known,
yes, he's a director.
Frank Capra, who was an extraordinary. By the way, this movie won 6 Academy Awards in its time. Frank Capra had returned from World War II, and he had inside him a belief that, you know, life could be much better if only we wanted to and work towards it. And a lot of people dismiss his work because they say it's too optimistic. But this actually goes down into some really dark spots, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think the beauty of it is that you get to see the flip side of what would have happened if George Bailey was not a part of these people's lives.
Correct.
And he really did make such a huge impact. And you think, as one individual, you know, what impact am I having on people's lives? And the truth is, it's quite a lot.
Oh, it's huge.
And you think, you know, that one voice won't make a difference. It really will.
You think of all the journeys that you and I take every day.
Yeah.
And you take all the people around us out of the picture.
Yeah.
Pretty lonely place, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's awful.
It would be even
nowhere that anybody wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's called perspective. So you just offered
hindsight.
No, more than that. It's perspective. It's an opportunity to stand and look at the mirror and see the whole picture and not just the reflection. It's an extraordinarily rich movie that stands the test of time. And I thought, when you threw Noelle at me last week and you said, Anna Kendrick is someone I love. She does just great work. Go and have a look at Noelle. And I said, oh, hang on a minute. I can do something that's a real treat. Why don't you go and see It's a Wonderful Life? And you went, I think I've lived around it.
Well, some people watch this. Well, some people watch this movie every year. You know, it's just a part of their Christmas tradition.
Yeah.
And for me to have never seen it was strange.
Are you 100% positive we've never seen
100% sure I've never seen this movie before. 100%.
I had a vision in my...
I've probably seen a Muppet Christmas Carol.
Do you know, I had some recollections, and clearly they must have been misplaced, because I thought you and I had sat down and watched it years ago.
No.
When you were younger.
No.
But you tell me no. Oh, okay. All right.
None of it looked familiar to me at all.
Oh, it was in black and white.
It was in black and white.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So the recommendation, Lauren, what is it?
Yeah, watch it. You know, I think it's great at any time of year. Doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. I actually found it on Stan.
Oh, but it's also available on Amazon Prime, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I think you have to pay for it.
Oh, do you?
On Prime.
Okay, but Stan, on Stan, no problem.
Free on Stan.
And how does it stand up as a movie all these years later? How does it stand up? Is it ageless?
I mean, like, I think the story and the acting is ageless.
Yes.
I think there's certain aspects of it, in terms of shots and
What
that
about
kind
the
of stuff.
characters? What about the characters?
I
Do
mean,
they
the
still
characters were
live
great.
large?
Yeah, I think the characters are still lovable. I think you still learn, or you spend enough time with them to learn about them.
And are there plenty of Mr. Potters in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more now than there probably was back then.
So what does that tell you?
But
That
everybody
the movie
knows
really
Mr. Potter.
does live on, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Extraordinary production by Frank Capra, and it featured one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, Jimmy Stewart, who had also returned from some. We need to also add, he had returned from World War II.
Wow.
And he had been a colonel in the Air Force. So another American who didn't just take it easy and hide. He went to war for the Allies and fought bravely and truly over the skies in Europe, and did a tremendous job, and came back not only a hero in every sense of the word, but then became a hero again in Hollywood. So tremendous stuff. Great actor. So, and would you like to hear?
So then
my
I gave
assessment?
you Noelle.
Well, can I just say,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, what is my daughter doing to me? It's the most anti-Christmas film that is really a very positive Christmas film. Yeah. And again, it's a bit like It's a Wonderful Life. It shows you through Noelle's eyes.
Yeah.
Who is Nick's Kringle's sister. And of course, the Kringle family, the Kris Kringle, the famous Kris Kringle family, is the Santa Claus family. Yeah. It's actually a very clever modern take. I never imagined Santa would be in a yoga class. I don't want to give too much away, but the CGI that they use is super clever. They create some great characters. Kendrick gets to sing, as she can do so very well. Whenever I see one of the stars from Pitch Perfect, I go, my daughter's locked in. I always know.
Yeah, it doesn't take much convincing, really.
No, but it's actually,
for me,
one, she's good. Two, it's very clever. And all the characters that make up the film do a tremendous job. Yeah. And it just goes to show you, and again, there's another messaging. And it's, again, more of what we talked about once before when we were talking about Wonder Woman. Until it came along, there was never really a film that made the lead, the female lead, the absolute star. So this is, again, a perspective where, hey, just because, the tradition is thousands of years old, Santa doesn't have to be a boy.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's enough.
And just because you're born into
I don't
something,
want to reveal anymore. We just want to tell you the story about Anna Kendrick playing the role of Noelle in what is a modern Christmas story. And it's a very easy one to digest. Good messaging, strong messaging again. Commitment, focus, all that sort of stuff.
But also, just because you're born into something doesn't mean that is the path that you have to follow.
Correct.
Like, there's obviously going to be expectations on you. Sure. But if you know who you are and you follow that lead, then you can do anything you want to.
Well, even in the film, you notice the journey of Noelle.
Yeah.
Even she's a little early on, a bit dismissive, she does the cards, she does all the pretty stuff. Yeah. And then goes, well, on the journey to find her missing brother, who needs to get back because the days are running down to Christmas. I love all the modern invention about how Santa gets down a chimney.
Yes. Yep.
Love the idea about the alternate idea
drone
of
delivery.
Getting Amazon to deliver.
Yeah.
I thought, how
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you've got Bill Hader and Billy Eichner, who are both very funny men and
Saturday
who
Night
lend
Live
themselves quite
heroes, aren't
well.
they?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Saturday
And
Night
Shirley
Live.
MacLaine.
I was going to say Saturday Night Live seems to have been the production factory for so much talent in America, especially
Yeah.
comedic talent.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Disney. The Musketeers, they produce so many stars. Christina Aguilera,
Britney Spears.
Timberlake,
You also
and
have,
on and on and
Justin
on.
Timberlake and the other, the one that was in La La Land.
Oh, yes. Not the. It's
Eva Mendes'
brain's gone to
partner.
mush.
I'm gonna
But
have to
just
Google
as
it now.
just as
Frustrating.
Disney or the Musketeers was a great production factory for talent. Saturday Night Live has been a great birthing ground for some very clever comedians who have learnt their craft, shaped it, polished it, and have emerged. You asked me earlier this year in our podcasts to catch up with Schmigadoon. Well, the two leads in that, again, major leads
SNL.
from Saturday Night Live. So,
and you think, Tina Fey, who's done 30 Rock, Amy Poehler, who's done Parks and Rec, Steve Carell in The Office,
30 Rock,
like everyone.
I was going to say 30 Rock for me was a great opportunity to showcase some interesting talent. But coming back to Noelle, very interesting, very clever storytelling. And again, it has a message. Yeah, people might go, oh, yeah. But if you look, and I think that's what we're trying to say to people time and time again, with every one of our podcasts, they're not always perfect. They're not always as you imagine them. And quite often, there's so much more involved and wrapped up in these either series or movies. And there's so many rich stories about adversity, travesty, and getting your just desserts. So some tremendous storytelling, some very interesting and reflective material that we've had to see, because sometimes you have to see the dark in order to appreciate the light.
Very true.
And it's a bit like our podcast, our tiny podcast. TV, it's all we've got, but it is so much more than people give it credit for.
For me, quite literally, it's all I've got right now. So what have you got in store for me next week? Because I'm definitely going to watch it today.
Oh, look, I tell you what, I've thought long and hard. I thought long and hard. Remember I said to you, I wanted you to see Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
And you thought, I can't possibly see Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, I've seen it.
It's too long. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you?
I mean, it's definitely been on repeat. Yaz and Papuz like 1,000 times.
Yaz and Papuz, by the way, is grandma and grandpa.
Yes,
in Greek.
Sorry.
Okay.
Apologies to any of our non-Greek
Well, we
listeners.
don't run subtitles. If we ran subtitles, you could go with anything you like.
Yes, my grandparents' place. Yes.
Yep. By the way, spoke to grandma yesterday via telefunken, and she was fine. She was telling me that she was looking forward to seeing us. And I said, Mum, things are still not open as we would like, and restrictions are so severe in some instances, we might be able to see you for a little while longer. I think she understands. Sometimes, perhaps. It's been 2 years, you know. It's been 2 years since we've seen grandma.
And she gets angry at me for not seeing her for a week. Could you imagine?
Correct. Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You're the apple in her eye.
Sometimes.
Okay, so what are we going to watch? That's a very good.
I mean, did you want me to watch Lawrence of Arabia? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm going to ask you to do something. I tell you what. Here's. Have you seen Hawkeye?
No, I haven't.
On Disney.
On Disney.
Jeremy Renner, Haley Steinfeld.
Who's also in Pitch Perfect, but the second movie, which I didn't make you watch.
So I'm going to be very interested to hear your take on a new series that's come through Disney, which is, again, a runner, a follow-up from the Avengers. So check it out.
Yep.
It's
Hawkeye.
Series 1 has just dropped. I watched it week by week, but it's a short series, and it's now we're now waiting for season 2. So check it out on Disney Plus. It's called Hawkeye.
Okay.
Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld.
Cool.
So what are you going to get me to watch?
So, as I did say, I had a lot of downtime. I've been able to catch up on some TV shows that I have always wanted to see and haven't quite had the chance to yet. So this week, I am going to give you a show that is currently on Stan, and it is called Hacks.
What's it called?
Hacks. Hacks.
Did you say Hacks?
Yes.
My other half tells me it's sensational.
It is very good.
In fact, I can hear some murmuring in the background.
Oh, what she
it's very good. Yeah. See if you ask at the right time.
Yeah.
It will deliver.
The voice from above.
The voice, yes. He who must always be listened to. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah, so it is about a legendary comedian who is living her best life, but, needs a little bit of help in the right direction and sees that in a struggling writer. So it's very interesting. It's very fun. Set in Las Vegas.
This is an improv specialist telling me all of this. Is that right?
No, it's a stand-up. It's definitely coming from the history of stand-up. And again, the opportunities that you get being a stand-up comic or comedian, and, then how that transpires, how that affects your life, and what opportunities you can give to other people. And that Hollywood is an interesting business.
Okay, I'll take that on board. By the way, I watched John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And can I give you a glimpse of what's to come?
I know. Well,
John Wick.
I mean, I've not seen any of them, so I'm going to guess
John Wick 4, 2023, they're saying.
Well, you're going to have to give me one to watch because it's also something I've not seen.
Oh, okay. Done. We'll sort that out real soon. Next week, Hacks.
All right.
On our favorite podcast, TV, It's All We've Got.
TV, It's All We've Got. Yeah.
And what are you watching again?
I am watching Hawkeye, and you are watching Hacks.
Correct. See you later, alligator.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.